Oraldo for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
And whoops, okay, I forgot to turn down my phone. Let's see.
What? What's
I
going
know, I
on
tell
there?
everybody else, okay. And you're watching and listening to Tejano Talk.
Yeah,
All right,
welcome.
Nemo,
We've got
we
a
got a
great show
guest.
lined up, man. We got a great guest.
I know. Hey, remember a week ago I said I'm starting to do what you told me. You've been asking me for a long time, lining up these guests. We're booked for all of June and July,
Look out.
like that.
Look out.
And people are still contacting me, getting back to me for August. And so, yeah, like this today we have a guest. And do you remember who's going to be here next week?
Oh, is it granddaughter and
Yeah, Alfredo
Alex?
and
Yeah, Fredo.
Allie are going to be here. But today we have an old friend. An old friend. Well, you went to school with him like that. I haven't seen him in 20 years, 20 plus years. But we chatted, caught up a little bit last night, and I'm going to let you, introduce him because I still have to do some cropping and stuff like that. Last minute cropping. Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this guy right here, I've known him forever, pretty much forever. Went to high school together with him. I'm sure we drank, put a few bottles down, and been through diabetes together, lost some weight, the whole thing. So, but without any further ado, Fort Worth's best kept secret trumpet player or leader extraordinaire, Lionicio Garcia Saenz.
okay, wait a second. Okay, I'm gonna have one
That's
more.
where the applause comes in.
All right,
There it is.
there
There
we
There
he
he
go.
is.
is.
Hey, listen, man. How you
Hey,
guys doing?
we're good. I'm trying to,
Hey, hey, hey,
go
there
ahead.
you go.
Uh
There you go,
oh,
right there.
dynamic
Nice.
duo. All right.
Representing.
Okay. Hey, Nemo, you're gonna ask him his first question because I still gotta do a little bit of stuff here. Hey,
I'll have to ask Leo anything. Go ahead, Leo. Hey, I like that Casino Gerard. Yeah, I like that. God, is he pay? Is that paid advertising right there? Product
Heck yeah.
placement.
He insures all my antique vehicles, man.
Nice.
When I say antique vehicles, man, I have a 1949. I have a let me see, 49 and 1946, both bombitas. One's a suicide door one. The other one has the flame job, and the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one is, and the other one's a 1960 Ford Falcon station wagon. And then the other one's a 1957 Chevy two-door post with a white top, red with some
You have a
Kragers.
regular. Yeah,
I do.
that's.
My backyard looks like Mr. Miyagi's backyard, man.
all right.
So they're all at your backyard. Okay. All right. That was
Yeah,
my next question. Do you have like a 5 car garage? But no.
I do.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do.
Well,
They stay indoors. They're my babies.
okay. I got you all set up. I got you looking good, center, and all that stuff. So, uh, let, okay. I know you.
Spit it out.
Well,
Spit it
like
out.
I said,
Say
Nemo
it.
went to high
Just say
school
it.
with you. You both live in Fort Worth and stuff like that. I know you from back in the '90s and stuff like that when I was doing Tejano time, and you were. And I know you as a trumpet player, but when we were
That's
cutting
correct.
up, you also play accordion. I think you said bajo secto also.
Oh yes, I play 38 instruments.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm sure he plays all kinds of instruments. I
How
I
mean,
many?
do.
harmonica.
Like these behind me. That's a vihuela. That's a Cuban tres guitar.
Yeah.
I play all different types of string instruments and things like that, brass and woodwind. And so my educational background is the University of Texas at Arlington. So I studied to become a band director.
I'm
And
I'm a
while
graduate
taking it,
from
yeah.
Arlington
So
also.
while
Go
taking
Mustangs.
instrumental, yeah, taking instrumental labs. Instrumental labs are basically, you're having to learn to play different instruments because if you're going to teach kids, you have to know fundamentals. And what I did is I ended up like enjoying it so much that I ended up playing different instruments like saxophone and brass. Like this little girl right here. This is my baby girl right here. Look, that's baby girl. This trumpet right here is a
Oh,
pocket trumpet. Most people carry their handgun. I carry my pocket trumpet
I
in my
saw we
in
see
my
you with that. Yeah, I
yeah,
see
that's
you
my.
with that one.
But this trumpet was a very special one because this one was given to me by an icon in the Tejano industry, the legendary Esteban Jordan, the
Oh
guy with the
wow.
patch that played the
Yeah.
accordion. His
Shut up.
family I mean, he was a dear friend of mine.
Oh yeah.
Me regaló this horn right here, man.
You were
So,
you took his kid on there for a while, right? You were
well,
you're
his kids, they actually they're doing good. You know, all of them, they're doing really well. You know, and keep them in prayer because Esteban Jr., who's my age, he's battling cancer right now,
oh
but he's
man.
he's hanging in, man. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I ended up doing some recordings with him with Los Hermanos Jordan. I did all the brass and reeds and all that stuff on some of their cuts, and it was an honor indeed. So this horn right here, this is my pocket trumpet. This is the one that when I go, when you've seen me in Memphis, Tennessee, out there on Beale Street, or when I was in New York, you know, in San Antonio last week and the week before. This is the one that I always carry with me to the jam sessions all the time.
So
So
is there another small one that has like the I guess the speaker coming out, right? Like it's like
okay,
this. You know
no,
what I'm talking
okay,
about?
the one that
Yeah,
angles up, that's my
right,
Dizzy
right.
Gillespie trumpet.
That's a cool one too.
That
Oh,
one
wow.
right there, that's a 1963 Shelky with a beryllium bell, handmade horn. Oh gosh, man, priceless. Because
Yeah.
then Mr. Shelky, yeah, he's been gone now. So he that horn I've had for many years.
Wow,
And
that's awesome.
yeah,
That's
so yeah,
awesome.
basically I went. I learned by the School of Hard Knocks. So I started playing with my dad's group when I was 7 years old,
And
playing
that's Latin
conjunto music.
Express, right?
And no,
No,
this is
it was
before Latin Express.
Lionicio Saenz
Oh,
and
but that's
what was
before
it?
Lionicio
Latin
Saenz y
Express.
su conjunto, yeah. So
Conjunto.
it was before Latin Express. So that was around 1970, 73,
Okay.
around
Ooh,
1973,
like
early
you were like
73.
8,
I was 7,
7.
you know, early days of like tail end of like 72 going into 73.
So that's where Steven got it from then, playing the
Yes,
bongos, yeah.
yeah, Stephen, all our kids play, all of them.
Early,
You've seen
early.
them all.
Well,
Yeah,
early.
early
Yeah.
childhood. Keep them working, man. Keep them
Yeah.
busy. Make them do
Yeah.
some things.
And
You know.
they have no idea how blessed they are to have learned, to be able to play musical instruments. I
Oh
hope they
yeah.
know now because
Nemo, you
that is
should see
something.
my grandchildren now playing.
Yeah,
My
I've seen
little,
some of them whenever you have on your porch. Yeah, I've seen it.
we need to go hang out at the lake with you, man. And
Yeah,
I'll bring the
Oh
accordion.
yeah.
I'll
any
go.
Invite me
day,
too.
any day.
Yes, buddy, we
I,
talked about it already. We need
I
to.
know.
This is good, but this is kind of like okay. I wanna hang
Hey,
out. I
Hey,
wanna
let's
hang
I'm
out
do
with
it.
y'all
Shoot,
guys.
it's open
I'm
any day.
Fourth of July.
I'll bring my grandsons and
You could
I'll
you
stop
could
at
have
the
a science
rancho.
family reunion, man. You're all welcome to come over here.
You know
I'm
that
free Fourth
rancho
of
place
July,
where they got
guys.
the marinated food already, the steaks or the tablitas they're already done, and it was throw 'em on the grill. And buddy,
Yeah,
you
yes,
ready?
sir.
Hey, buddy.
I'm
By the way,
ready.
look. This is my new look now, buddy. Look.
Well, I got that look too.
Oh yeah, but I'm wearing my casino hat right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
anyway,
lost that
guys, yeah.
ponytail a long time ago.
So that's how I started playing music through my dad, and then
Yeah.
I was very fortunate that I came up at a time when, you know, where my brother was he always lent a helping hand. My brother Carlos is
Oh yeah.
instrumental strongly in my musical development.
Grammy Award winner, right?
He always pushed for no, my brothers played with we both have all
Oh,
played with
okay,
Grammy Award
all right.
winners.
But
No, we've never got one, but
he
he
never
toured
got.
with Ruben Ramos
Yeah, yeah, for the
and
longest time.
the Nueva Vidas album, and then of course when he did that, I was on my own with the kids, and that's when
Okay.
Marisa, Mauricio, Little Leo, Steven, my nephew Mauricio, let me see, Melissa, Little Magic, and also my cousin Little Roy,
Yeah.
So
who
Oh,
just
oh,
played,
that's
Latin
who
right,
just
Roy.
he
Latin
just sat
Express
in with
is
me.
Latin
Yeah,
Express
that
has
was Latin
always been.
Express.
Yeah, but Latin Express has always been a family band, right? Or have you had
Well,
like get
no, that's when
no?
it became the family band. Like before that, it was just me and my brother. But and then
Okay.
and then now, yeah, everybody's related. And if they're
Okay.
not related, they're compadres.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, they're
they're
family, man.
compadres. They're
Oh yeah,
Regardless.
family,
they're a
yeah.
family.
All right. Are
And
they?
they've
You have
been with
any
us for many
students
years.
from your
Oh,
schools?
oh yeah. There's you know what they're doing real good. The Texas Soul Beats.
Toby.
They've got like thousands of followers because remember during COVID, the little baby girl was playing and everybody fell in love with the little girl playing, and so
I
man,
missed that.
they have a big following,
Is
big
that the one
following.
Patrick's part of?
Well, he was, but
Okay.
now the little girl's the one that's playing the
Okay.
drums
Okay. Yeah.
now.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, so Patricio, you know Patricio,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Shelly's boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many, buddy. We have a school of music. You need to come check it out.
I
Come
know.
come do a live one, man. Well, let's go hang out over there at the Latin Express headquarters, man.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna
before
have
that,
to.
we need to go to Mimo's house by the lake because I know they done told me he got a lake house now. They
Oh
call it
yeah,
Lake House Mimo now, man. So
I've
I
seen
don't
it.
he's
know.
I've
I've
seen.
been to his other house. Remember, as a matter of fact, I took some of the Jordan brothers
Yeah, you did. That's what
to
I
your
remember.
house. Yeah,
Okay, I
sure
never went
did.
to his other house, but I've been to the one in the lake. Just
You
set him up
know,
for
that's
Tejano
just
talk and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. But
He
I
came in
haven't
here, yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah. Hey, like I said earlier, I'm free for the 4th of July.
Órale, well, come on.
I'm sure Leo's booked though, right? I mean,
Well,
how many days out of the week are you booked?
man, I am
He was
so
playing last night.
fortunate.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes,
saying. You're in Deep
I was,
Ellum, and
yeah, I was playing with an all-star band out there, playing the blues, man. You know, like I said, this trumpet right here, look.
yeah,
Yeah. Push the button. Like when I wake up in the morning, hey, thank you, I'm awake. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what else is going on, man? I heard Panchito was on the show too, man.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago, about a
Pancho
month ago, I think.
Pistolas, man. That's my buddy, man. I love Pancho, man.
you have to be one of the most famous people in the Dallas Fort Worth area alone. Have you ever thought of running for like mayor or
No.
city council or some kind
Dude.
of? I mean, in all honesty, man, you
He's
have a
retired.
following. It's crazy. There's nobody you don't know. You're at any of your shows, they'll show up and you'll point them out. You'll talk about them, and you'll make them all feel like they're part of the family.
Yeah,
But it's
so like
amazing.
Nemo, I never knew him as Nemo. We knew him as Nemesio. And you know, that's his real name, Nemesio. Just like mine is Lionicio. We got them
Yeah.
hardcore Mexican names. Nemesio, Lionicio. That's
What
right here, man. And he had that bat. Oh,
Geraldo?
I'm not. We're not used
Geraldo?
to. I'm gonna say Batoot. Monte Carlo that he had, man. He had a nice lowrider Monte Carlo back in the day. That's what sealed the deal for him and his wife.
Yeah, that's what did it.
I've known them
Besides
both.
Lux.
You know. Yeah.
Not
Oh,
as
he was
much.
chulo, man. He had that little chulo curly hair like that, boom in the front back in the day. And dang, they thought he was one of the singers from El DeBarge, man. El
Nice.
DeBarge. Yeah. Nemo DeBarge. There you go. At St. Mary's Hall, he was famous, baby. Famous, man. Tell it like it is. And he didn't dance like this. He danced like this.
Ándale.
Like that.
Ándale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But,
Buddy, we need to catch up, man.
I know.
I miss you,
Years.
man. This is so
Yeah.
awesome that I get to talk to you guys. You know, Nemo's always working all the time. I was always like, "How you doing, compadre? ¿Cómo estás?" Boom, and he's off to the next
Yeah,
spot. You know,
yeah.
and then go,
man.
go.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey,
Try and catch
I
him as
work
much as I
hard
can.
too. I work hard too during the regular
Yes,
year.
you do.
yeah.
Yes, you
9:30
do.
to 12:30. I mean, that's
Anyway.
rough.
Yeah.
And then I'm off.
Anyway.
Watching
So
YouTube.
back to Leo's schedule. How many days out of the week are you booked?
Man, I play almost like every day.
Right?
And
Yeah.
you know, and here's the thing we were talking about. Mijo, do me a favor, chulo. In there, that closet, there's a black guitar case, but it's just a cloth one. So I do a lot of music ministry as well. And Nemo knows that, like during COVID, when they weren't allowing a lot of people to congregate at funerals, you know, it was like 10 at the most. So I had my van. I pulled up my Latin Express van, and I had a power inverter. So I plug in, and then what I would do is I plug in, set up a couple of speakers, and then just play 30, 40 feet away from the casket and from the people. And I would do songs that were like basically traditional songs. Like, so I'd go like this. Vagando paso la vida, no más recorriendo el mundo. Si quieren que se los diga, yo soy un alma sin dueño. A mí no me falta nada. Pa' mí la vida es un sueño. So stuff like that. And then, you know, the Christian ones too. Necesitado me encuentro, Señor. Ayúdame ayúdame hoy que quiero saber lo que debo hacer. You know, stuff like that.
Oh
That's
yeah,
Like
awesome, man.
that.
that's
That's yeah,
awesome.
So,
y'all are amazing. You guys are talented musicians
I'm
in general.
serious. I really need to go check you out again, and I wish I had more time to go. See, you were playing in Deep Ellum last night, right?
yes, I told you. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like once a month. So, and those guys at Deep Ellum that I perform with, they're all master musicians. They're guys that are band leaders of their own
Right.
bands, and they get together once a month. I think the oldest guy in there is got to be in his at least mid 70s. You know, mid 70s. The youngest one is in his 20s,
Oh
and I'm in
wow.
like in the middle there in the 50s. But they're
Are
all
you
they're all,
are you the only
what's
one
that?
that plays in the Latin industry, Tejano, or
Yes, yes, I
okay?
represent the Tejanos, man. But I mean, of course, I played lead trumpet
Oh
at
yeah.
UTA, so yeah, I played, I play R&B, jazz,
You
classical,
play
whatever.
you play everything for the most part, right? All kinds of genres. Do you do
Yes,
country?
the only thing I don't play, and this is for real, I don't, and I haven't gotten
Rock.
one yet, is
Yeah.
the is no the bagpipes,
Yeah.
you know, and I
I'm sure
don't
you
play
could pick it up
flute.
pretty
Yeah,
quickly though.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just but yeah, I've done a little bit of R&B, jazz, rock, all kinds of
Okay.
stuff. Play
Y'all do,
guitar, yeah,
I have
all
a
kinds of stuff.
coworker. I have a
Uh huh.
coworker because when I think of you, I think of the trumpet, and I have a coworker that works with me at Eastfield campus for Dallas College. His name is Oscar Pasley. I'm not sure if you ever ran into him, but he plays the circuit and Deep Ellum. He's from North
Is
Texas.
Felix still there at Eastville? You remember a Chicano named Felix? He would do a lot of
God,
the
that sounds so
yeah,
familiar.
yeah. Felix was there for years. He was the guy that would help people get into the school, and he was a counselor there at
You know
Eastville.
what? Maybe Oscar took his place because Oscar
Maybe
does a
so.
bunch of that. And I met Oscar salsa dancing. He's a black guy, and he got his PhD at North Texas University. And I've known him for God, probably
For
15,
years.
15 years.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you ever. Well, I don't know since you both played trumpet. Oh, I guess
I
a lot of bands play have
Oh,
more
but
than one trumpet.
there's so many really wonderful. We have literally in this area, North Texas alone, DFW,
Yeah.
we have so many amazing musicians that,
Oh yeah.
especially like out of North Texas, guys like that.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I mentored several musicians that graduated from North Texas. I mentored them during the time when they were in college, from freshman to senior, and they worked and they performed with Latin Express while going to school, helping them, you know, feed them, take care of them. And they're from San Antonio. One's from Houston, one's from San Antonio, and then his name is Roger Garcia Jr. Roger is in New York now, knocking it out of the park. He had Roger played in the 2 o'clock and the 1 o'clock a little bit, and wonderful horn player, and
That's
and
crazy. Yeah.
also Joe Pettis Jr. But and they're not the first. We've had several,
Oh, I'm sure 40 years.
yeah, several musicians that have come in and out, and they've gone, and done all kinds of cool things. It's like I was in San Antonio last week at a famous recording studio in San Antonio called Blue Cat Studios. And if you haven't heard them up, look them up, man. They've recorded everybody in the industry in the Tejano market, but not
Yeah.
just Tejano, man. They got guys that perform with, like Flaco Jimenez, guys that they all record their Blue Cat
Right.
Studios. And the crazy part about it is that when I was there, the owner Joe goes, "Hey man, you're Leo Saenz Senior," and I go, "No, I'm Leo Saenz Junior. My dad was senior. My son Leo the third," and he goes, "Well, that's the guy that was here not too long ago." And my son was recording with Bruno Mars's band guys. They did a product their project that they were doing, and my son did guitar intricacies and bass and all kinds of stuff. My son Leo is a master musician, toca muy bien, but he never told me. He just went and did the job, no big deal. And I was like, "Dang, that's something. You're recording with Bruno Mars's guys, and
Yeah.
you just like nothing." And he just like, "Ah, it's okay, Dad."
So,
You
out of
know.
all your kids, which was the most talented?
Well, they all have their. Here's the thing:
I
they
know,
all
I
have
know. They all have their.
each one has their own category. Like for instance, hands down on timbales and drums and percussion, my nephew Mauricio is that guy, hands down.
Big guy too, right?
Yeah, Mo,
Yeah,
Mauricio, little Mo. He was little. You remember when he was little,
yeah,
but
yeah.
and then like my nephew Mo. Secondly, little Leo is a multi instrumentalist. He plays bass, guitar, drums, uh, plays plays all the instruments. Good lead trumpet man, trombone. Plays them well, and he works with ahorita te digo with good, well, just a lot of the gospel players, a lot of the gospel musicians, like T.D. Jakes' group of guys, and he works there with them. But he also does side projects with just about everybody in the DFW. If you're an R&B guy, there's not 9 times out of 10 Leo Saenz is in there somewhere. And
Yeah.
the guy Valentino that used to play sax with Jay Pettis, Val Maltos, is a fabulous horn player. Him and Little Leo collaborate on a lot of horn recordings. They do a lot of work, and
Where
they
can
Yeah.
you
do it
catch
all
him at? Is it
virtually.
on YouTube? What?
Yeah, Val Maltos, and then you'll see he just had a new CD that he just put out during COVID. He got it, and I got my copy to just about a week ago. Val mailed me one, and it's got like some wonderful jazz, and my son's on that album, and
Cool.
not just, but Val is good. He's top caliber, man, like for real, really really wonderful musicians.
Now you
Okay,
said
now
you.
let's go back to the third son. Steven,
Okay.
the one that's doing this. Okay, what Steven has is he is the anchor. The anchor man. Okay, Little Leo's a hot shot. All the guys, even including me, yeah. But he's the anchor. He's the solid guy that plays that solid second trumpet and will not falter. And stamina for days. He can play that horn for days. And then, let alone when he gets on his percussion, he plays his congas. He's ridiculous. Plays wonderful. And his trombone work. So he plays trumpet, trombone, and percussion, and sings good harmonies, sings good vocal harmonies. So
That's
he's got his own little kick too.
yeah, that's
He's
amazing.
stronger than his brother and stronger than me. Yo me creo to chingón, yo, okay, I'm the old vato, man, I'm like, oh shoot, man, chops, and he's, I got you, Dad, he's that guy.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that happens a lot.
Yeah, well, after I played like a dozen shows in one day, I get tired.
Yeah,
What I do is I pace myself.
right.
Buddy, I pace myself. I do, man.
Oh yeah, we all have to
Well,
at our
I
age.
pace myself, man. I'm the guy that sets up the gear, make sure that we sound good, make sure that everything's gonna go without any problems, make sure it's good, make sure the guys are all taken care of, and then make sure I'm the bill collector too. I'm the guy to make sure that before I even hit that stage, ya me pagaron, and
Yeah.
because half of the key to having a good band and keeping a good band is
Yeah.
pay them,
Yes. And
pay
that's
them.
kind of tough for a lot of the like up and coming artists to start a band and be able to pay all their band
Yeah.
members.
Cause right now, man, that's important. You got to make sure you take care of your guys. Uh, but yeah, so each one of those guys, like Marisa, that's another one. She plays keyboards unbelievable and
And
can
she
sing at the same time.
sing real good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sings
She's got a
good.
great
So
voice.
each member that I'm mentioning right now that I've mentioned has their little contribution that they do that
Yeah.
makes it very unique and very special. It's like I attribute it to food. Like when you get a fresh bowl of frijolitos and someone that knows how to spice them just right and knows how to let them do right and not let them, because sometimes you get them out too early, they're kind of crunchy. Beans aren't supposed to be crunchy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I agree.
and you need to clean
Yeah.
them. You don't want to. Oh, damn, that's a rock. No,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
want that. So it takes a special person
That's-
to really make it happen. Arroz, you get just the right amount of ajo, comino, and all that, cebollita, tomatoes. You want to make that arroz right, and you don't stir it because then it looks like atole. You don't want that. You want that flaky rice. You
Yeah.
can go like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So the music's no different. It's the same. It's like food. You got to have the right recipe and the right and everybody contributes. Like my brother, he's an anchor man too, man. Because sometimes the drummer's not, something happened, so he plays drums real well, and he does a lot of the recordings, and he sets the template or template for what's going to happen on the recording. So he'll play the drums. Because there's drummers, there's fabulous drummers. We got good drummers. But
Yes,
sometimes even they need a tune up.
yeah.
You
Oh
know.
yeah, I'm
But-
sure. Like Ceci, she plays. I thought, right? The
yeah,
drums?
yeah. And what Sissy's got over everybody else that has played with us, and I'm gonna say it live. I don't care. She plays in the pocket. She doesn't put too much or too little. She plays clean because when you're singing, the last thing you want to do is be singing a song, and then all of a sudden you have a drummer throwing all kinds of junk. And you're like, hey, slow down, fool. You know, take it easy. The most important thing on any album or recording is to have good rhythm sense and play within the parts.
Yeah.
And
Have
it'll
a
work
nice
itself
balance.
out. The song or the song itself sells itself already. So don't throw too much junk. We've had some guys that have played with us that they're throwing all kinds of stuff, and then the band's all out of whack. It's like a food again. I'll say it again because those people that don't play music, they know food. You can have the right amount of spice. If you put too much chile, ya te picates, you ruined the whole meal. Your eyes are watering. You messed up the whole meal. But
So-
just the right amount, solid.
When
Go
you
ahead,
play,
Sissy, that's what she does. She
Go ahead.
plays solid.
when you play, is your favorite playing with your family in Latin Express? I mean, because you
It
all
is.
know each other.
I
and
have
y'all
many adventures
gel.
with them. Yeah, many adventures. I look forward to. It's like going on a camping trip every weekend with your family members and knowing that it's going to be right. And no matter what happens, at the end of the night, we're all still family.
Yeah, and you know they're good, and you know the talent that you bring to that.
Man,
So
I
you're
know.
comfortable with everything. You feel real good.
You don't
You know,
have to
fu-
worry
funny-
about
funny-
everybody
funny thing
behind
you mentioned about food is I always see you jamming out at Chewy's
Yes,
at you're there in the morning for the breakfast anywhere, even at Waffle House. I saw one time
Oh,
you were
man.
jamming out at Waffle House. I said,
Waffle House. Man, that's funny because the guy that I play with at Waffle House, and on any given day is my uncle Oscar. That's my tío. That's my okay. By us, by Chicanos wise, and y'all know because you're brown like us. We're all brown. You know darn good and well that if your dad or mom's first cousin and they're already like in their 80s, you don't call them primo. You call them tío or tía. Because they're your parents' first cousins.
Right.
You're not in the same level.
respect. Yep.
Respect. And so my uncle, I call him Tio Oscar, that's his name. And what it is that he's my dad's baby cousin. But he's got kids older than me.
yeah,
So why would I call him primo? Because it's just like almost like a lack of disrespect.
it's a respect. No,
Yeah.
it's respect.
I,
It is.
I don't, understand,
You know-
I don't understand people say, "Oh, he's my second cousin or third cousin."
Yeah, even that
Forget
word
that.
second sounds like
Yeah.
poo poo. Like
I
number
get it,
two.
I
You making
get
them
it.
sound like poo poo, like, oh, this is my secondary cousin. That's not my first cousin, my really blood. No, that's secondary. Or that's
Yeah.
third. It's not even blood no more. No, that's not it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the respect, like you said, buddy. It's the respect. So
I-
my
I-
uncle, my tia passed away, and my uncle was all by himself in his house. And one day I said, Theo, come on, man, let's get out. Let's go get a bite to eat, man. Oh, I don't want to go nowhere, and I don't want to play. And he's a musician, he played rock. He's a rock player.
Yeah,
And I go, Andale, Theo, let's go, man. I'll buy. No, I don't want to go. And then finally I told him, let's go to the Waffle House.
bam.
Ah,
And he goes, that's not bad. And it's right by your house, Theo. It's in the Saginaw area, well, Blue Mountain. I go, it's 5-minute drive. Meet me at Waffle House. Start there. Just come by yourself. So what I did is I was being sneaky. I brought 2 guitars. And I
Uh-oh.
gave him one, and I had when we started just doing the blues thing and with my harmonicas. And next thing you know, it became a ritual, like a regular thing to do in the evenings during the week. Just
Yeah.
like on a Monday or a
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Yeah.
And then I'll invite other players to come out and hang out. And that particular Waffle House will let us do it. They like it because, they're bored. They're sitting there. There's nobody there. So
Uh-huh.
then next thing you know, we get a little crowd and they start buying food and everything. And then I love you, Theo, because we don't know how not to hug and
Hug.
embrace our family. That's the Mexican side of us. It's deep. It's our roots, man. I know buddy, because first thing when you go somewhere and you see your tia and then you give her a big old hug and hi tia. But when you're a little kid, you're all shy, and then you go up, and then after years go by, then you
Oh yeah.
understand why, because
Yeah.
that's our culture. That's
Yeah.
that's our culture. It's deep in our roots. It's deep
Right.
in our Native American side. Our Native American side. That's why the Native American people were all about that love. You know,
Yeah.
all about that. That's
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons why, you know, like Nemo says, you're always happy. You see me happy, pleasant, because I know deep in my heart that no matter what kind of hard times I got or what happens in my world, the whole world can collapse.
You got
But I
family.
have my family.
Oh
See, I
yeah.
said it again, family. And I know that deep in our hearts that no matter what happens, and like if this pandemic didn't do anything to give anybody an example of what you need to really truly be doing,
Hmm.
then man, estás tapado.
Yeah.
You didn't get
Oh
the
yeah.
message. You
Yeah.
didn't get the memo from God. It says,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
"Hey, let's treat each other right with respect and dignity and con cariño." And that's
Right.
it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on, but at the end of the day, we're all, when you go to meet your maker, he's not going to care if you're from Texas or if you're from over here or what country you're from.
Right.
That's not it.
Yep.
There's none of that there when you go up to meet your maker. And that
Yep.
means, and that transcends all religions, all that. That's why I tell these people, man,
Regardless. Yep.
you're wasting your time arguing over things that you can't fix. Really,
Yeah.
truthfully. I've had people tell me, oh, well, if you're not with us, then you're against us. I go, no, no, absolutely not. When people tell me, well, what do you think about this? I think it's messed up, is what I think. Since when do we, as human beings, not want to give somebody a glass of water if they're thirsty,
Right.
or feed them if they're hungry?
Yeah. Some
You know?
people are like figure that like they're living their life as famine. Like there's only so much there is, and I gotta take.
Yeah.
No, you gotta live your life as plentiful. Like there's always more. There's always more and
Well,
stuff
I
like
tell
that.
you what, I'm in a testament to God. When Diosito has given me more than I could ever ask for, not
Mhm.
just with friends and family,
Talent.
and with some near misses, man.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I can tell you within the past 10 years that I've almost died 5 times,
Wow.
but people don't even know it.
Yeah.
That I've almost
Wow.
died. I've
Yep.
I've been in 4 ugly automobile accidents, and I was able to walk away from them. And
Wow.
okay, yeah, I got a
That's
little
amazing.
stiff neck, and I got a
Yeah.
bone that popped out right here, and I got a rib that popped out here, but I'm here. And I don't let it put me down or keep me down. I get up every morning, rezo un Padre Nuestro, gracias Diosito. Como decía mi abuelita, Dios conmigo y yo con él. Su paso adelante y yo de atrás de él. Okay, for those people that don't speak Spanish, I'm going to say it in English.
Learn. Learn.
It's gonna be easy for you, okay? Look, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dios conmigo,
Oh
okay?
yeah.
God with me, and me with him. His steps forwards, and I'm following him. Yo detrás de él. That's it.
Yeah. My daughter's sneaking in here. Hey, Olivia, do you want to say hi? Come on here.
This is the 7-year-old, right?
No, she's 8. Oh,
Oh,
she's gonna
8.
come
Oh
on.
my goodness, man. You
Yeah.
ain't lying.
Here, let me see if I can get my daughter over here. I
Awesome.
only have one child, and this is my daughter.
That's
Come here.
okay.
Let me
That's
see
a
if I can
blessing. Hi. How are you
say
doing?
hi.
Hi. You know that I've known your dad since
Oh,
he
she can't
was.
hear you. She can't hear you
Oh,
because I've
she
got
can't
all
hear
this.
me.
Yeah, I've
It's
known
sign
Well,
him.
language.
here.
It's been
Well,
like
put the
20 years
headsets on
since
her.
I
I'm gonna
talked to
sing
him.
her a song. Put
Okay,
one
he's
headset
gonna
on her,
sing
okay?
a song for you. Okay,
Okay.
he's gonna
This is
sing
too
a
cool.
song. Go ahead.
All right, hold on. Bam ba bam bam para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia. Una poca de gracia pa' mí, pa' ti. Ahí arriba, ahí arriba. Ahí arriba, ahí arriba, por ti seré. Por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, bamba. Bamba, bamba. Bamba, bamba. Bamba. It's nice to
All
meet you.
right, great. That was awesome. That's a very famous song that he just sang you.
Yeah,
All right.
that's great.
Okay, I love
The
you.
big
Did you
hit from
finish your
Richie
writing?
Valenzuela.
Okay, great.
That's
Okay,
that
I
was
love
too
your
cool.
stuff.
You know,
All right,
Los Lobos
thank.
are gonna
I,
be headlining the Tejano showcase there in Vegas, right?
That's awesome.
yes,
And
yes.
They're
they
one of
did
my favorite groups.
yeah.
My favorite song was their album "How Will the Wolf Survive."
Okay. Wait,
Look,
the Lobos.
they're from Cali,
Yeah,
Yeah, did they
Califas.
do Selena or La Bamba?
They do La Bamba.
they
They
do
do
La
La
Bamba.
Bamba.
Okay, they did. They played the for the music. Okay, on that one.
Yes, from the
Yeah.
movie La Bamba. But the Lobos, man,
I'm
before
getting
that, they
them
were rocking.
confused.
They're a rocking band, man. And
Yeah.
Caesar and his brother and all the crew, man. Yeah, they're really tight Chicanos, man. I use that word Chicano a lot, and we always have because that's what I am, you know.
That's what.
And
Yeah.
and and just because I'm Chicano, it doesn't mean that I forgot my roots because I haven't.
Yeah,
And
it's just
I live my life like that, you know. I know what it is to I understand the plight. I get it. I get it, you know. But I don't let it keep me down, man. I get up every morning, like I said, I put one. Ándale, vámonos. Let's go see what kind of thing we can get into.
and
What
you
kind
give it
of,
hell every day, man. You're just a
and,
hustler.
but
Yeah,
after almost getting killed several times, man, you got to.
but you're a master of a lot of different things. You're a construction. Were
You
well, you're a
teach.
teacher at Northside High School.
Well, no. I was actually at JP Elder at a time
JP
for a
Elder.
little bit, doing the
Okay.
weekend programs with the kids,
Okay.
and then I did my student teaching in Dallas at Adamson High School.
Very nice.
And you
Oh,
know,
okay.
my students back then were what's his name from Alex from Stampede.
Stampede. De
Oh,
You
Leon.
know
okay.
Alex De Leon
Yeah.
and his brother Hank, Henry, and all of them. They were in that classroom back in the day when I
Oh,
was a
wow.
student teacher. I was at UTA. It was my senior year, and you know you got to get build up some credits, and then the teacher then was a wonderful human being, kind. And his name was Moises Molina. As a matter of fact, he was so special that when he passed away, they actually named a high school for him, Molina High School in Oak Cliff.
Oh yeah,
That's his high
that's
school.
cool. That is badass.
I've
And Molina
I've
High
actually taught
School,
there. I taught at Molina High School for a
there you go.
semester.
There you
Yes.
go. Yeah, I remember his son Eli used to play saxophone with Latin Express. Eli Molina played
Wow,
baritone and tenor. Yeah,
that is
and
cool.
his mama Irene. That's my parents. That's their ahijada. You know,
That is too
and
cool.
and so
I Spanish
ahijada
stuff.
that
Ajada.
means that means godchild.
Oh, okay.
Godchild. My parents had 167 godchildren in Fort
Your
Worth,
your parents
Texas.
were the coolest parents. I mean, your dad
You
was
remember them?
a musician and your mom was just a jokester. She had a great
Oh yeah,
personality,
she
man.
was something else.
Yeah. Your mom and dad were very amicable people they just loved everybody. I mean, your dad was
They,
just kind of laid back, but your mom took up over for him. You know,
oh yeah,
that personality.
wonderful childhood with them, and you know, and not just them, but they were the reasons why they brought other aunts and uncles into our world, and you know, and we were literally like the village children. In other words, back in the day, man, I couldn't walk from my mom's house to the movies. We used to, as kids, we'd walk, you know, we'd walk
Oh, yeah.
8 blocks, nothing, 10 blocks, whatever, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But we
You
all
always
the
got
cousins, we
Theo,
all would
Theo.
walk, and literally by the time I got to the movie theater, my mom knew everybody on each block as we walked, and they all kept an eye on us. You know, that's how it was
Yeah.
back then, man. You know, I'll tell you a true story, and it's funny because I was 14 years old. Nemo, I had been playing with Latin Express for a little bit, just you know, a few months, and I got my sister. She was at that time Mauricio's dad. Que en paz descansa, you know, we lost him to cancer, but Mauricio's dad was working for Joe Lerma in the Soul 70s back then.
Joe Lerma, that's a cool.
Joe Letterman, the Soul
Yeah.
70s, and they had a big old dance going on at the Northside Coliseum. So it was Joe Letterman, the Soul 70s, and Little Joe y La Familia were playing that
Wait,
night at the
where's
Northside
in
Coliseum.
where was that Northside Coliseum at? Is that the
It was
Rocket?
in no, it was at Northside and the stockyards, the historic stockyards,
Oh,
where
the
they did the
Coliseum.
rodeos. Yeah,
Okay,
Northside
okay. Well,
Coliseum.
all
So
right.
they had a dance there, right? And so I asked my mom permission. Hey, mom, can can I go with my sister and her husband to go see, and I go, tus ahijados.
Yeah.
That means your godchildren. Can I go
Uh-huh.
see tus ahijados play? And that would be Johnny Lerma,
Okay.
and Joe. They were, everybody was intermeshed, man. Those
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
that family, the Lerma family, my mom and dad. Those were ahijados to them.
Yeah.
Joe remembered. He told me a story once that he was a young little squirrely kid trying to get up on stage, and my dad gave him the opportunity to sit in with him when he was 14 years old,
Oh
which
wow.
launched his singing career,
Nice. Yeah.
from back in the day.
Yeah.
And then, so fast forward, I'm a little kid. I go see Little Joe and Joe Lerma play. But all my friends from Trimble Tech, like Philip Mireles, John Mireles, Johnny, Mike Mireles, the Mireles family, um, and some other friends, they were at the Northside Men's Club, Catholic Men's Club, and Jimmy Edward was playing that night.
I was
Oh
there.
wow.
I was
Yes,
there.
you were there. I know you were there. So the Jimmy Edwards was playing at the Northside Coliseum, and then down the street you had Joe Lerma and Little Joe. So I stayed for the first set. Then my
Yeah.
friends, I told my sister, "Hey sis, is it okay if I go to the other dance and to go meet up with my friends for a little bit? But I'll come back. I promise you, I'll come back." And she said, "Okay." So you always ask permission from your older sister.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Right.
I went over there, and that's when Jimmy Edward had this really spectacular band. They were like, talk about Vegas. They were a show band. Jimmy Edwards' band was awesome, big
Yeah.
old band.
Yeah.
And I sat there and I watched the whole band play. And he had an album called the My Special Album, Jimmy Edward My Special Album.
What year? 78?
Well, he recorded that in '78, so '79. So the album was only a year old.
Okay.
Think about it. And that band was still playing, big old like a 13, 14 piece orchestra. And really, I mean, firing on all pistons, man, just rocking, man. So I went to the deal and I saw them play, and it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. And then all of a sudden I'll go, "Oh man, I gotta get back." So I got back to the dance, and I told my sister goes, "Well, how did it go?" "Oh, it was awesome. Said hi to all my friends, Trimble Tech and all that." And
Yeah.
so when I got home, my mom was waiting. The lights were off. I saw the little cigarette, and then she goes, "So how was the dance, mijo?" And I go, "Oh, it was wonderful. Your ahijado sounded
Can't lie to
good."
her.
And, oh no, man! Oh no, I didn't lie, but I
Right.
didn't say exactly where all I was doing. I go, "It was
Right.
wonderful." Anything else you want to tell me? No, man, it
Ándale.
was good. Man, before I could say the next word, like that, man. And then I told my sister, "Help me." She goes, "Oh no, that's all you." I got permission from my sister. My sister, man, man, she didn't take up for me or nothing. And I'm like, "Ooh, man, it was bad." But
That's
Yeah.
recently, in the past few years, I've reconnected with a lot of those guys that are on those albums. They're all
Uh-huh.
friends of mine now, man. And they were at that point. I was a 14-year-old kid, and when I met them, and I went out of my way to introduce myself to them and told them, "Hi, I'm Leo Saenz. I'm an aspiring trumpet man, and one day I'm gonna try to play like you."
Yeah.
that's
And
cool.
and then like a couple of weeks ago, while I was in San Antonio, I had one of my trumpet heroes, William Laurie. Well, his name is William Laurie, but he's Chicano. He just got a white last name. He's
Yeah.
he's brown. He
Yeah.
just a white last name. We've had quite a few of those in our family,
Yeah.
también. And then the other guy was William. Well, let's stop with William Laurie. Recorded with Sonny and the Sunliners. He recorded a song called, in Spanish, "Grande Grande," in English, "Greater Greater." It's one of the most prettiest trumpet solos you ever wanted to hear. And I'm going to tell you, when I was a kid, as a musician, I would hear bands like the Little River Band. You remember that
Yeah.
band,
Yeah.
Little River?
Oh,
I've
yeah.
heard
You
them.
remember at the end of the song, reminiscing? We'll go walking through the park, da 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 da, and reminiscing, and then that trumpet solo kicks in, right? It was awesome. Check it out later. Remember, reminiscing, Little River. Well, every bit as good as reminiscing's trumpet solo was William Laurie's on Sonny and the Sunliners on that
Okay.
cut.
All right.
And he is probably hands down one of the most humblest cats. He became law enforcement officer and retired from music, but he still plays. So right before COVID hit, I was in San Antonio for a Valentine's dance, and William Lowry was playing with a band called Rudy Palacios y su Orquesta. Rudy Palacios, you might not know his name, but he was instrumental in changing the sound of Tejano, what we call Tejano or Chicano style in Texas. Before he started playing guitar with the Sunliners, he altered, used jazz chords, and he put the sliding motion on the guitar. Before that, the guitar players back in the day would play like this. They would play like this. They go like this. They go like this, like a bajo sexto,
That's your, yeah.
Yeah.
right? That. So he changed that. So he'd go. He put that slide motion.
Yeah.
See, I just
Yeah.
gave it to you right there.
A little smoother.
That slide. So. Si la miro que le digo. He did like that because we have a bass player anyway. That the bass player's already playing. So why do you need to bass the guitar?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They got electric bass, so you don't need to do it. Just play pretty
There's some Jimmy Edwards songs with that style.
like that. Exactly. Well, so he single-handedly altered the style of Tejano music, and never got credit for it.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I'm always
So
learning.
that song, "Put Me in Jail," do 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 do. Right? You've heard it. The guitar
Yeah, yeah.
solo, "Put Me in Jail," right? Like a right. That's Rudy Palacios. He put that in there, and he did that. So anytime you hear like, "Put me in jail if I fail, give you all the love that's yours. Put me in jail if I fell in loving you." And then, right? That's Rudy Palacios. Anyway, so Rudy, I told him that I did a Chicano report with him, and I go, "Rudy,
Oh.
man, I did that Chicano report on that." So I started telling him, I go, "Hey, Rudy, I just want to interview you for a second." And so I interviewed him, and I gave him his justification, in other words, so that people can know
Yeah.
the history of that.
Yeah.
And so Rudy Palacios thanked me, and then his voice wasn't too good, so I sang for him the whole night, and I played trumpet for him, and me and William Lowry, and so it was in San Antonio, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's one story in San Antonio. Another one, a couple of weeks, the original leader of the Latin breed, the guy with the goatee, and Gibby Escobedo. He'd been
Gibby
with-
Escobedo, wow.
yeah, he'd been with him for years, okay, for health reasons, and he ended up selling the Latin breed. That's when Charlie bought it, and he became a partner with Alberto. Now, the Latin breed continues to perform and be what they do today, and my hat goes off to Charlie because you know what? He's kept that legacy going. And
Yes.
continues to keep that legacy going, and they're rocking. But let's go back to Gibby. He hadn't been out of his house in a while because he's going blind, and he's got health issues. So he showed up in my honor. He showed up where I was at, and so I had William Lowry and Gibby Escobedo on this side, and then now I get called up on stage to play, and I was playing the saxophone and the trumpet, on this cuts, and those are my two heroes in horn.
Very nice.
And
That's
now
awesome.
a lot of people don't know that Gibby Escobedo comes from royalty, his family. His other brother, Cleto, who moved to Las Vegas and toured and lived in Las Vegas and played all the swanky places, continues to play on national TV pretty much almost every night, the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
Oh,
And the two
did-
Chicanos, the two Chicanos, they're from Texas. Well, Cleto Sr. and Cleto Jr., Cleto and the Cletones.
yeah, yeah.
Cleto Escobedo and Cleto Jr. That's Gibby's brother from the Latin breed. That's his brother.
That
And
is
they
cool.
represent the brown people on national TV.
Every night.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Except,
That is
go ahead,
cool.
tell me something. I know you guys.
No, well, you had mentioned the Chicano report, and that's you were telling me
So
about.
why
it
are we
yes-
not doing Chicano report right now? That's the main thing.
I know, right? We should do a Chicano report live. Hey, where's my phone, man? Turn my phone back on. I'll do a Chicano
We'll do it at
report
the
right
same time. Okay. Okay. When
No.
did you start doing the Chicano report? And you do it on
when
Facebook,
I
right?
when I got rid of my flip phone, I got a
What was
smartphone
that?
now.
Last week? No.
And you know what's funny? I had a friend of mine that wasn't doing really well in his business. And he asked me, Leo, can you endorse me? And I go, well, before I endorse you, I got to know what product you're trying to push. You know, what are you doing? And he goes, well, this is what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay. So I got on the Chicano report, and then and remember when I endorse something, I'm sticking my neck out
Oh
for
yeah.
that product. So it's got to be good. I can't have my friends and family or followers go like, oh, they went over there, y valió madre, no estaba
Yeah.
bueno, este que otro. So, and you know, I do the Chicano report on the little eateries, and so my friend had an automotive shop, and that's what we did.
Okay.
No charge. I didn't charge him. I make no money on those.
Okay, when I was visiting Nemo to trying to help him set up, I said, I want to go eat someplace that has good barbacoa,
Oh, okay.
like that. And I said, okay, okay, yeah, if the place doesn't make their homemade tortillas, I was going, okay, this is not a good place, like that. So when we do get together, I want you to tell me, or let's meet at a place that has awesome barbacoa.
Man, there's so many. Well, like for instance, the ones on 25th Street, like Hernandez family, they do that's their thing. They do menudo and only menudo and barbacoa, and that's it. And they're good. And the
Do you
tortilla,
think it's good because people are hungover whenever they're eating that, or
that's
borrachos
it.
whenever
But
they're
like
eating that?
if you just got at a church
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you're already this way on this side, or if it's on a Monday or Tuesday, they're not open on the during the week. They're only
exactly.
open on weekends. And hands down to me, like the little go-to places are like Chewy's, Dos
Okay.
Molinas. They're
Yes, I
they're
remember
they're
those.
they're they're still in business for
Oh,
that reason.
Right.
oh,
You know,
Now
absolutely.
they're right on the money, man.
there was a late night place, and I took Paul Rodriguez there after the Paul Rodriguez, the comedian.
He likes a name
Sure.
drop.
Yeah, I name drop.
Yeah.
Oh, by the
No,
way,
no, it's
we
funny,
have a
man. I
drinking
know Paul.
game. We have a
Yeah.
Yeah,
drinking
yeah,
game like that.
yeah.
If I name drop,
Leo.
say Vegas, I go no 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 like that.
Yeah.
Our audience is supposed to drink something.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
But I took him to Sammy's restaurant. It was
Oh,
in
remember Sammy's
Man,
Northside.
back in the day?
man, they were the best when it came to not really Mexican food, the steak. I took Sonny
Okay.
Ozuna to eat. Steven, come here, Steven. Let me tell you, Sammy's
Yeah.
had the best steaks. Not even this one downtown or all these high class steakhouses. They literally. I'm not lying to you. Steak about that thick. The porterhouses were unbelievable, right, Steven? Come here. This is my baby boy. There he is. Look how big
We
he is
can't see
because he
him.
ate those Sammy
You gotta
steaks.
Nah,
squeeze
you're
him
good.
into.
You're
You gotta
good,
squeeze him
brother.
in.
Nah, stay where you're at. Though.
Anyway, Sammy's right,
Now the
right.
potato soup
The potato soup, man,
and
and
the
the
quesadillas.
and the quesadillas.
Wow.
But
How
their
old were you?
steak-
How old was he?
How old were
Whenever?
you, Steve? They're asking.
I don't know, man. It's been closed for how long now?
It's been closed for a bit. You were probably, but when you got to really appreciate it, you were like 12 or 13, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when
Yeah.
you take a teenage boy to
Yeah.
the steak,
Yeah.
they don't forget that stuff,
Yeah.
man. Mira, estaba así, man. There still hasn't been a restaurant like that.
And Sammy's is
Because
not around anymore, right? Or did
Yeah.
it
no, he
switch?
passed already.
Okay.
The
we-
family does pop-ups.
They do
did it turn-
pop-ups. His granddaughters do pop-ups now.
Is that right?
A good recipe too.
The, the potato soup, but they don't do the steaks like that, man. Because those porterhouses were like that.
Oh, wow,
I walk
they do
in.
pop-ups.
You
Steaks
remember Sam
expensive now.
Castillo from Loma?
Yeah.
Sam Castillo. Okay, so his brother is married to Sammy's daughter, so
Okay.
she has all those recipes still. So whenever you want, you let me know. I think we can make that happen.
Let's do it.
You know, at the private undisclosed lake house location.
Here we
man.
go.
All right.
Potato soup rocks, man. But yeah, Sammy's. But going back to the restaurants around here, like Chewy's, but not the one on 7th Street, not the chain from
Not
Austin.
the Austin
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. That
No,
was-
no.
I don't know how people
No.
go eat there. I've
I
tried it
don't
like
either.
twice.
I went there, and you know what? And on all truthfully, I didn't even go because I wanted to go. I was forced to go. And when I went, I go, okay, I'll give it a shot. When the chips were all cold and the hot sauce wasn't right, that's bad. When the beans aren't good, run.
Yeah.
If you got a Mexican restaurant, you better have good chips, hot sauce, and the beans got to be badass. Oh, I cuss. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
The beans got to be good. And if they're not, if the tortillas aren't homemade,
Okay, so I remember Chewy's in Northside. That was the only place. That was the last place that I've had cabrito. Do they still have cabrito at some
No,
place?
they don't do cabrito no more, man. They
Man.
do what they do over there is pork chops, and those pork
Okay.
chops are like that. They do them for real pork chops, man. Pork
All right.
chops and the guisada, which is the
Carne
guisada
guisada,
plate.
yeah.
The
Yeah.
carne guisada
Making me
is the
hungry.
is the bomb there. And what
Yeah.
I do
Oh,
when I go there, I get enchiladas, but instead of putting the regular meat, I tell them to stuff the guisada inside the enchiladas. Then I get a little deal,
Hey!
then I get a little deal of diced onions and I put them on top,
I'm gonna
man. That's
tell
my own
okay.
that's
special,
a
All
man.
right.
Leo
Yeah,
special.
you
That's
want
what
the
I was. Yeah, yeah,
Leos.
I'm gonna say,
You want the
yeah.
Leos.
Okay. So
Who you tell
I'm
Yolanda?
not
Who you
sure. If,
see? Monica? Who you tell over there?
Yeah, Monica or
okay.
Yolanda.
Okay. Now Nemo's. We've talked this about, and we have a good friend of the show is Bumper Gomez, and I did grow up. I mean, I got here like back in 1980 when I was in high school and stuff. So I didn't grow up in Texas, but I got here as soon as I
You
could.
got here as quick as you could.
Exactly. My dad did 22 years Navy, so I don't have all those family, friends, and
But
and
we're
deals
your
and deals.
family. We love
Well,
you.
yes, but growing up, I didn't have that.
And
Like going down
plus
the
he doesn't
street.
live anywhere near here.
I
Yeah, well,
know
I
he
don't
lives
know.
Ayanca la madre,
Yeah,
way
yeah,
out there,
yeah,
going out there,
exactly.
go
Bufu,
east, and then
Okay.
Bufu,
near
yeah,
near where Bigfoot lives,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. He doesn't live anywhere
Okay.
near us,
Well,
but
I
he wants to see
okay.
you.
All right. So
Bring a
bumper.
sleeping bag when you come to visit with us. That way you can just stay inside the Latin Express van. No
There you
biggie, man.
go.
Okay.
All three of us
Oh,
can wake up with that awkward feeling, going like, "Why are we
okay.
here?" But
All
I
right.
don't
Now,
drink, so it'll be mostly y'all because y'all still drink. I don't really drink hardly at
is
all.
this a? Because I didn't grow up like pickles and barbacoa. Yes or no for
No,
you?
not really.
I,
No, I mean
I,
pickles with barbecue, with like barbecue. Like
Well,
at
yeah,
Risky's, you
but you
dice them
put it in
up.
the barbacoa
Yeah,
taco. That's what
I've
Nemo
never
and
tried
Bumper
it,
were
but
saying.
I'd give it
no,
a shot.
I
But
said it doesn't sound bad though.
it doesn't
Oh,
sound
okay. So,
bad. I
all
mean,
right.
if you go like this, and you got it all over your eyebrows, I'm sure that would work out, man. That's a Jackie LeBeau moment. You remember Jackie LeBeau, Mimo? Remember Jackie
PBC,
LeBeau?
Bad Boys Club, yeah,
Okay.
PBC, baby, PBC.
Okay. So the Chicano report
The Chicano report. Yeah.
is you go around businesses and you promote businesses, or you
That's
do
all I do is
interviews
for
with.
uplifting. That's all it's for. It's
Oh,
it's
okay.
not for monetary gain or nothing. It's just to help my
Okay.
brothers and
No,
sisters
but you
that are
say
in
you
need.
interview people, like you're
Yes,
interviewing restaurant owners and stuff like that,
restaurant
yeah.
owners. But
or
like a couple of
compadres
weeks
and
ago,
all like that.
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, well, last week I was there in Austin and I was at Joe's Bakery, and then I had just talked about Johnny the Gollado. Johnny the Gollado is like the grandpa of conjunto music in Austin, but he's a prolific songwriter. So many of his songs are big Tejano hits, man. El Pintor, watcha, El Pintor.
Nice.
Uh oh.
Wow.
Yo soy un pintor, cada vez que pinto, pinto unos ojitos que me hacen llorar. En el coro, yo me siento triste por esa mujer que desde muy chico me empezó a querer. Anyway, that's Johnny the Gollado's hit. He wrote that bad boy, man.
You are awesome. You're badass. I mean, your tone is perfect.
Yes, I
You're
enjoyed.
always
Thank you.
tuned there at the house, just ready, just waiting for that moment.
Oh no! All my guitars are ready to rock. They're all
Yeah,
up here. I have like a dozen of them right here. I hang them on the wall, and each one has
Just
its own
grab
little
one.
distinct
yeah.
thing.
That is
You
Yeah.
cool.
know,
That's badass.
I have
That's
a
badass.
collection of antique instruments too that are very, very priceless because of like my dad's accordions. You know,
Yeah.
especially the one that I got back that had been gone for a while that was missing, and then I found it, man, by
Oh,
total accident, and then the bajo sesto that I got from Martin Macias, which is a 1957 vintage, the one that Flaco Jimenez, that kind of guitar. And I played that with my dad in all the conjunto festivals, man. I played that sucker all the time, man. Did you see my video when I was jamming with David Lee at Gilbert's? Check that one out. We're there to visit David Lee because my grandkids are big David Lee fans, right? And then
Who's
as I
not?
chatted, Yeah, well, you know what? I knew his teacher. His teacher was a friend of mine.
Oh, wow.
One of his many mentors. A guy named Lorenzo Gonzalez, who was from that area, Pleasanton, Poteet area, and he played with David Lee's dad, Tony. Tocaron juntos. They played together in the 50s before David Lee was even born. Because David Lee's from 56. He's like my brother's age, my brother
Yeah,
Carlos's age.
yeah.
So, but this guy, David Lee, and his band, if you were to hear that band, Chito Gonzalez's group, you'd go, wow, the similarities are remarkable. But who isn't inspired by somebody?
It's true.
Yeah.
You have to
You
be.
know, who isn't inspired by somebody? And I'll listen to a song, and now I'm at that age where I go like, I know who that musician likes.
And you have a slew. I mean, you have a library because I remember telling you about a song that I wanted to do, and you're like, you played it. Okay, yeah, yeah, and it's like you caught it like that. It's amazing. It's amazing how much knowledge you have on
Ya,
different songs.
ya de tantos años en la marina y no saber nadar, I mean, that's Spanish for being near the water and not know how to
Right.
swim or something, but I'm doing that for you, buddy. It's okay.
Okay.
But, I
It
mean,
was,
'cause
yeah. Spanish
So,
was my
but-
first language, but
Yeah,
you
well,
don't
one
use
time-
it
Mine,
anymore.
mine was too. Mine was too. I spoke.
Yeah.
I remember I got whooped my first day of school for speaking Spanish. That was
that
an
right?
ugly memory. Oh yeah,
The-
I got
wow.
beat.
The nuns
I got
would
beat
beat-
pretty ugly.
The
Yeah,
The
nuns,
the
nuns, the
nuns.
nuns would beat you.
The
I never
nuns
got.
beat
I
me.
never got whooped. Although Spanish was my first language. Yeah.
But it was funny because I went
This
to
is California.
Denver Avenue Elementary School just down the street, and at that time there was still kind of, it was segregated because
Still?
I grew up in the segregated north side.
Okay.
So all the Mexicanos lived on the east side of Maine.
Uh-huh.
So most of the güeros lived on this side, on the west side of Maine. So my parents in the 1950s moved over here 8 blocks across the dividing line. So visualize it's the 1950s, 8 blocks across the dividing line, and like all our neighbors mostly were güeros. They were,
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
and they were the ones that couldn't afford to move out. So they were the last ones, like holding on for that,
Yeah.
that old glory, like, oh, wait, And so we went to school, and then next thing and my brother and my sister would always tell me, look, when you go to your first day of school, don't speak any Spanish. Whatever
Yeah.
you do, don't do that. And watch out for the principal, Mr. Knott, because he's a jerk. And then so, as a matter of fact, it's funny we mentioned that. I have a friend of mine, he was working at our shop. He's a welder. He went to Tech, and his brother, the Alcantar family, they're from Acuña, Coahuila originally, but they had just got in to the area, so they didn't speak any English. So I'm sitting in my first class like this, and the teacher's she's going 1,000 miles an hour, trying to tell them what they needed, and I'm watching, and I'm getting it. I speak English, I understand, but the
Yeah.
guy next to me didn't. So when I turned around to explain to him what she wanted in Spanish, it was my luck to have that principal that they said was a jerk. He was at the doorway. He was just sitting there, and he saw us, and he gave us a paddle, and
Oh, yeah.
and the typical.
That's,
This is America. You speak English, and da 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 da, and that whole thing, and that seems like a long time ago. It was 50 years ago,
I know, in the 70s.
51 years ago,
That's when
51
America
years
was great,
ago.
I guess.
I guess so. And like I said, I'm not trying to get involved in all that other stuff. I just telling you because it happened.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Happened
so
to
we
me
have
too.
we have people chiming in and stuff, but I did want to ask
Oh,
you
yeah.
another question before
Sure.
we go to our peep.
Okay. Yeah.
So am I gonna? Yeah. So
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was asking you, Leo, which is the highlight of your career where you played at? What was the pinnacle place that you went to go play?
Most
Did you
memorable.
play for say
When I played for
Obama?
the president of the
Obama?
When I played before Obama, I played for the president of the United States, and it was in 2000. So it was George W. Bush.
George W.
And
Bush.
as a matter of fact, I was hanging out with Pancho Pistolas, and we were playing cards, and we were drinking some beer, playing cards, and the phone rang, and it said United States government. I thought
Oh,
it was some
wow.
kind of and
Mira.
by that time I'd had a phone, and I went
Caller
like,
ID.
yeah, and I went, puro pedo, and I hung up
Hey.
on it. I just kept playing my game, and it rang again, and I said, I only answered,
But
hello.
¿cómo estabas? I mean, ¿cómo estabas? Whenever you're.
Well, I had already drank. I had already drank 6 beers,
Okay,
man.
so okay.
When I answered the phone, or when I was over there.
No, whenever you answer that, whenever you saw a
Yeah,
government,
when I answer the phone, and then I go, yes, how can I help you? And then they go, is this Lionicio Garcia Saenz? And I'm like, oh snap, they're calling me by my whole name.
Your government
name.
name.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he goes, well, this is so and so from the da 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 da. And I was like, and then they go, Cindy Benavides. May she
Oh.
rest in peace.
Oh,
You remember
wow.
Cindy?
Yeah, yeah.
Cindy's the one that recommended me for it because they needed to have a band from Texas because before that,
President.
Bush was he was the governor of Texas. Remember?
Yeah.
So he wanted a Tejano band to play in Washington D.C.
That
for
is
his
badass.
and basically when they say it's like a big slew of parties everywhere. The whole town is partying, and so he's got to go in and basically go to each one and make an appearance. Because that's what he did, you know.
Right.
He'd make an appearance, and there was one that was pura música, así como, you know, cowboy music, country, todo ese pedo, for los gringos, and they were there. And they had one for the morenos, you know, a little R&B, whatever. And then they had the one for the brown people, and we're the brown people. So, as a matter of fact, the guy that had recorded with Gloria Estefan and Emilio Estefan, the Miami Sound Machine, they were there, and John Cicada is his name. He
Yeah,
opened up for Latin Express. He opened up for Latin Express.
That is
and
too
then,
cool.
And he was doing his thing and everything, and everybody's dancing and all that. And then Latin Express comes out. Boom! We start playing that good Tejano with that brass. And they were all Texans. They were all Tejanos. And that dance floor packed.
Real quick.
But it was like a blur, man, because we literally had to get on the plane, catch a red eye, fly in, get there, and the weather was crappy. It was cold and crappy. It's the month of
November.
January.
Oh, January.
You know,
Okay.
está friote, ugly. And so as soon as we got done, we hit the last note, pam pam. We packed, we went to the room for just a second, just enough to get back on a flight to come back to Texas. Because I had to play at my friend's mom and dad's 50th anniversary on Saturday night.
So no pictures?
Yes, my brother's got some. Man, you know, it was just like a quick.
Yeah.
The other one was, I guess, when I was in Marine Park, and we were playing. And now remember, Latin Express has been around for 48 years. You know, 48 years we've been together. Yeah, you see the Marine Park?
Yeah.
Oh,
right
here we
there.
go. Here we go.
Tejano's
Here we
throwing
go.
the music
Here
right
we go.
there.
There
Okay.
it is. You remember them. Okay, so
I was part of them.
understand
Tejano's
this,
throwing the music. I
that
used
we've
to
been
put on
playing
the-
We know.
48 years.
We know.
And, you know, Jesse Ortiz and
Oh, yeah.
Right,
the
right,
Night
right,
Rider.
right. Uh-huh.
that
He
was my
got me
cousin.
into Tejano music.
That was my cousin.
Okay.
I
And
didn't
he
know
lived 2 houses down from me where I live now.
that. Yeah.
His mom Angie and my mom were cousins.
I did not know
And
that.
he lived in Kansas, but then he came to Texas, and he was one of my, besides being a primo, he was one of my dearest friends. So with that being said, imagine this was in the 80s, and Nemo can tell you who used to sell out, I'll say it again, New Year's Eve at the Tarrant County Convention Center before all this stuff popped up. Latin Express used to sell out the Tarrant County Convention Center for New Year's Eve. He knows the New Year's Eve dances.
That was the
In
dance
the
to
early
go to.
80s, it was the dance to go to, a pack full of people. So and then who sold out the Caravan of Dreams downtown, one of the most prolific all-time clubs in downtown, 3 consecutive, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Latin Express did. So we were already playing and doing gigs, and then so Jesse told me one day, hey, I'm doing a gig at the Gomez Palladium in Grand Prairie. I'm bringing this band called the Dinos. You ever heard of them? I go, yeah, I got the albums.
Yeah.
And I looked on there and I go, oh, this is going to be awesome. Now remember, the original Dinos were not like Selena. They were a brass band. They were a brass band. And I went over there expecting to hear a brass band, all nice and everything. And then I heard a bunch of kids playing horrible. They had just started. And they had the coffee can things for lights. And just like the series, the ugly van that was ugly, you know, the
Are you talking about
Dodge
Selena?
van.
That was Selena?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Selena. And the guy, and the only people that are still alive is because Jesse passed already. My roommate from high school, Ted Trevino, who was the cheerleader back in the day, one of my buddies.
Oh yeah, big
Yeah,
guy.
Ted, big guy. Yeah, Ted went with me to that thing at the Palladium, and we were there. It was like $4, something like that, something cheap to go see the Dino's band play, and Selena was playing with some cross-eyed guitar player that had like a cross-eyed, and they had this aluminum foil outfits, and it was ugly, man. Right? It was just like the series they showed it, and I was like, wow, man. I was in my early 20s at the time. I was like 20, maybe 20, not even 21. And I heard the band, and they were like, just a beginner band. So then Selena walked up to me, and she said, because me and Ted were the only young people there, because everybody else was old at the Palladium.
Right.
They were old enough to be our moms and dads. So then, to make the long story short, fast forward a few more years. Your battery's low, Chulo.
Uh oh.
Does this thing work right here?
Okay.
Nemo's
there's-
battery's about to go out because he normally goes to bed at 8 o'clock. That's why we usually end the show at
Right.
8.
Yeah. So anyway, so what happened is, we became friends, and Jesse Ortiz was the one that introduced us, and then let's fast forward. We opened up for them at Marine Park. We were
Oh,
at Marine Park.
Sweet.
Latin Express, the big old brass band and everything, and Selena's band and everything, and it was so funny because I always told my kids the story. They never believed me until Latin Express was inducted into the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame in 2009. One of the first North Texas bands to be
Admitted.
inducted into the Tejano Roots. My dad was inducted in 2007 for bringing conjunto music to Fort Worth. And-
You remember Medico, right?
Of course, that's my compadre, Medico Perez.
Medico was telling me about that. I forgot who else. I think Pancho was part of it. That they wanted to do that Marine Park. That there's not Marine Park, but in Northside there's a theater. I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, the
Like that.
Rosemarine.
Right. They wanted to do like a Tejano museum section or do an exhibit and speaking engagements.
From
and stuff like that.
from what I'm gathering, I think that's in progress.
Oh, it
I'm
is?
not sure
Yeah.
exactly.
I think that's what he said.
I'm
I think that's
thinking
what
it
Medico
is.
said. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
they're talking
I think I
about.
talked to him like.
Do I need to move over?
No, you good.
No, you're
So
good.
any-
Oh, good. I'm back.
So Leo, so you were saying that your kids didn't believe you, and then what happened?
Yeah, so I went to go do logistics like I did earlier today. I went to go because before I go to a show, especially if it's somewhere I don't know and I'm not familiar, the last thing I want to do is drive in and all of a sudden the electrical's not right. I want to know how to get in, the exits, make sure the electricity's fine and everything's good because it's part of the job. So I drove to Corpus to pick up money, first of all, for travel, contract signed, make sure Latin Express backed up Joe Bravo, Sonny Ozuna, El Charronero, Gato Negro, man, just a bunch of all-star musicians that day, singers. And we hold the record for playing the longest. I don't know if you know that, but we had a 12-hour continual Tejano show. Think about that for a second. Do you know any other Tejanos bands that have played 12 hours straight?
On a
with no
concert?
break? Yes, I
Wow.
promise you.
Where was this? Where did you play?
North Main Street on the corner of 20th and Main. It was for Tom, Tejanos for Onda. And that was the preliminary one that we did before we played the Bass Hall. Remember, we did the Bass Hall show first.
Wow.
So on that particular gig, we started at 12 noon, and we played, first this with basically the first one was Latin Express, then another one was one of the artists. But on that day, we had Alfonso Ramos, Sonny Ozuna, Little Joe, Agustin Ramirez, and it was all back to back, and it was 12 hours straight.
Wow, that is crazy.
That's when I had them
probably
good chops,
before,
man.
huh?
That's
How
crazy.
how did that work out? You're fatigued. I mean,
It was almost for bragging rights. And if you don't believe me, ask Bob Bonilla. He can tell you he was there.
Oh, Bob,
We-
yeah.
We closed down Main Street, man. We were able to get Main Street shut down to do Tejano music and it was an all day event, and it was so good that we ended up kicking over, and it went till 12 midnight.
That is
Wow.
crazy.
And we played with all the legendary artists, all those Grammy Award winners that day. And
Yeah.
then Rose Herrera had already went, and she enjoyed it so much, and she went, how about if we move this show to the Bass Hall? And I go, well, let's do it. So we did it at the Bass Hall, and we raised thousands of dollars for the Fort Worth Independent School District.
Well, cool.
That is
All right.
cool.
And
That is
so going back to Selena, so I went to that. I was eating breakfast, and I had taken my daughter with me, and we were there in Corpus Christi, and I was with the president of Tejano Roots, and then this guy with one of those leisure suits like the ones
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
70s, and these mirror shades, you know. It looked like a Jehovah's Witness, you know, like you
Okay.
know when the Jehovah's Witness come up to you, knock on your door, and you're Catholic, you know how it is. Everybody's had them knock on your door. I think the funniest scene is from the movie Friday when Aunt Esther knocked on the door on Friday. Have you? And then she's Jehovah's Witness, and he slams the door on her. Right? Okay, so I'm sitting there, my daughter's right here, and we're like, we're talking, and this guy's walking up, and I go, no, 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 I'm good. I'm
Ah,
Catholic, and
I'm Catholic.
I don't. No, I'm
I'm
good.
Catholic.
Yeah, well, thank you, you know. And then all of a sudden, the guy from Tejano Roots, que paz descansa, he goes, you know who that is? I go, no. He goes, that's Selena's dad. And I
Oh,
went,
maybe.
nah, hey man, I'm sorry, bro. I thought you were Jehovah's Witness. And then he goes, well, I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah, he
It
is.
was a priceless moment. My daughter's
Yeah.
jaw dropped. So we're eating breakfast, and then all of a sudden, I had to ask him, and I go, hey, you remember Knight Rider? He goes, yeah, I remember Knight Rider. I go, um, you remember when y'all guys played at the Palladium and the van broke down? And then I started saying all this. And then, yeah, you remember that Chicano guy that helped y'all out? Yeah, man. And I go, man, we fixed that thing, and you didn't even tell us thank you, man. He was all, you know, got you know, like that. And then he goes,
Oh,
oh man. I go, man, you
ouch.
know. And then so, but every time I would see them, they would call me the mechanic.
Ah,
You know, you know how many times Latin Express buses broke down
yeah.
in the van and stuff. So you know, pretty much like what were my words as I was telling you? I don't know nothing about this stuff, but if
You
we
can
got
fix a
broke down on the
car.
side of the road, I will get you. I will get us home.
So
All right.
let me get this straight. The 25th anniversary you played with Jimmy Edwards wasn't one of your best memories of playing.
Bunch of them, man. But the one in
My
Washington,
no, my
you remember
25th.
that?
You remember my 25th
Yeah.
anniversary?
Yes.
You remember everybody
Do you
falling?
have any video? Do you have any video of that?
I don't know. I think yeah, we got some video.
Because I need to do is transfer all my those VHS ones to
Oh,
DVD before they go away, man, because they're getting already.
That's what he's doing.
all these,
I have
Get
so many
get with Buddy.
videos of.
He's got him.
all these are VHS back from the day. I had to
Buddy, I think
transfer one.
I'll go to your house and we'll transfer them. And I'll bring the
Hey,
barbacoa. I'll bring Nemo with you.
Here,
I bought
I'll give you gas money.
oh no, no, no! I'm not gonna do it for you. I will let you borrow my setup because
I
it's like
bought one at
150.
Walmart. I bought
It's
one
like
at
a
Walmart that was like it's supposed to. You put the and it was like that. I could never get it to work.
oh yeah. Well, I bought this thing. It was $150 and converted, but these are all super VHS. You can't play these on a regular VHS. So I went and my old one it disintegrated over 20 years ago.
Yeah, of
I mean,
course. Yeah.
I pulled it out of my
But Nemo,
garage.
yeah, you're right. I remember playing for your anniversary.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember Jimmy Edward. And here's another thing. I was in San Antonio 2 weeks before Jimmy died because I was playing, like I said, I was playing a Valentine's thing with Rudy Palacios. But a week prior, they were doing a benefit for Gibby, and I was there, and I did a Chicano report. And I'm really the last guy to interview him live.
Wow.
And then he died 2 weeks
That,
later.
that, that was one of the coolest moments. Period.
Yeah, Jimmy Edward, hands down, the voice and the sound of the Latin breed. Really,
Definitely.
I'm sorry, Jay.
I've
I
grown
mean,
up.
you know,
Yeah.
Jay's good too. I'm not dogging Jay or
Yeah.
Adalberto, but man,
So
when
is
you hear,
Adalberto health wise? Is he okay?
I saw him back in January and he looked okay. It's like anything else. You know, he's battling some issues. Uh, we all battling some things, but yeah,
Yeah.
but he seemed okay. I mean, Alaya cantó,
Oh,
you know.
good, good. Hopefully, it goes well. So, do you want to hit the chat there?
Okay, yeah, because it's way past Nemo's bedtime. All right, let's see. Jerry. He's
You
from
know
Fort
Jerry.
Worth.
You probably
You
know
probably
Jerry.
met Jerry before. Say, what's up, guys? On time today. Oh, great. And then Lawrence, he's DJ Indio.
He's got his other show.
Guapo.
He's got another show as
Yeah.
well.
He's a good friend of the our show also. And let's see. Bobby said, hello, everyone.
This guy's from
Leo, what type
California.
of mouthpiece do you play? What type of mouthpiece?
Type and
Bobby,
size.
Bobby who?
It's Bobby Castaneda.
He's from
He,
he's from California. He's one of
But
our
it,
P1
last
fans.
name? Last name?
Castaneda.
Okay. Bobby, this particular mouthpiece that I played, and I've been playing it since my blind cousin gave me one. Que en paz descansa, Frankie Garcia. That's my primo hermano. That's my Uncle Roy's boy. He turned me on to the Shelky brand of mouthpieces. And these Shelky mouthpieces, what they are different because they're contoured in here. They're not sharp like the ones that the little beginner kids play or the school kids play. I'm not going to say beginner kids. Grown people play them too, but I don't really like sharp objects, especially on a soft
mouth.
area like my lip. Because it cuts into your lip. That's why when you see some of these dudes that have been playing a long time, I see a lot of like mariachi guys. They play on those heavy mouthpieces that are real sharp, and it leaves an ugly indentation, leaves a scar tissue on your lip. So I play on a Shelky. Now this one right here is a Shelky 13A4A. Yes, it's a special mouthpiece for lead, and it's bored out one over where it's at. With drill, so it opens the bore. And this mouthpiece right here, I've had for at least 40 years. But I played on this one. I got a gold-plated one that I play on my other horn, but I played these all the time. The thing about, and I'll tell people, they're going, oh well, I go, no, wait a minute. If you're fast on your feet, you can wear in chanclas and kick everybody's ass on some chanclas. But if you put some tennis shoes on, then it makes the job easier. Okay, yes, you can mix cement by hand. Go ahead, knock yourself out. Or you can get a mixer and have it mixed. So why would you want to kill yourself with the sharp mouthpieces, straining to hit the high note? And like I said, at that gig, I played 12 hours straight. And I played all day. Okay, my top note back in the day when I was a young folk, and I probably could still hit it, but I can hit a double C pretty consistently. A C above the high C, an octave up. But I don't really use it in Tejano music because it's just,
Not called for.
top range. Yeah, if I'm doing a riff or solo or something, yeah, or maybe at the end of a song, I'll hit a high note. But that's what this is.
Now,
That's cool. That's
I
cool.
think Dizzy Gillespie. He played the trumpet, right?
Yeah, Dizzy Gillespie played.
Yeah.
Mijo, hand me my horn. It's in there. It's
Yeah,
it's
I
in
like
the soft pouch.
I like
It's in the
I like
soft pouch.
Mijo.
It's
I
in
like-
the it's at there in my Dizzy horn.
Thank,
So
thank you, Mijo, for being the producer
yeah.
that we need.
yeah,
I remember I saw him on a
his
show.
cheeks would pop out.
Yes, and I was gonna say,
And-
did you stretch
No.
out your cheeks?
No, I don't. The equivalent of like when you blow balloons by hand or by mouth, and then
Yeah.
you get them earaches. They
Yeah.
start hurting.
Right.
That's what happens. But Dizzy it was a fluke. That's how he liked to play.
Yeah, that's
Like,
what
see,
that was known for too.
Yeah.
Look, see, this is my Dizzy Gillespie horn.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a
See,
cool
this
one.
is a 1963 Shelky, and custom made by handmade Dizzy Gillespie model horn. And this mouthpiece right here is gold plate. It's the same brand as this one, and it's bored over. The only difference is this mouthpiece right here is gold, so it matches the horn. And this mouthpiece right here was a mouthpiece that was given to me by Raymond Flores, aka Kama, who was one of the original Little Joe and the Latineers trumpet player. He played with Little Joe and the Latineers.
Wow.
Ray Kama Flores.
That's
So,
sweet.
and one of the cool things I've learned later on is that, like, this horn's light. It's not real heavy like the Bach horns, and it's not this thing's. It's got more. The pressure's better for the back pressure, so they have some that are bigger right here, and it's like. It causes you to get like sore throats,
Oh, wow.
earaches. It's okay if you're gonna But like for a lead horn, you want something that gives you the right back pressure that you want. Everybody's built different.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, some people they can play on those big old horns, which is cool. That's whatever makes you play better. This one makes me play better. I like this horn. I
So
got this horn. Yeah, you want to hear it? I know, right?
no.
I know Bobby does.
Says that low note, right? See, that's a high C, right? So, there's a double F C. It's good, good. And
Okay.
this one,
Tell me you have a one of those tubas you could do banda
I
music to.
do, I do, I do. So there's that, right? A G.
All right.
So great mouthpiece to play. I can hit a double C above that too,
Yeah.
but man, I'm not trying to wake up the cats and the neighbors right
Yeah.
now. So
That one seems smoother though.
oh yeah,
There you
this
go,
one's
Bobby.
good. This one's good because but they're the same. This part right here, I found out through my horn repairman that the measurements in here are the same as that one. That's why this is easy to play.
Okay.
I've had some that I can't play them. You know, they're just not right for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, some people will go like, "Oh, well, you need to play this." I go, "No, whatever you're comfortable with.
You need to
know,
play with
you know, whatever makes you happy." I'm not gonna say that, but like this horn right here, because of the angle, I'm able to play like when I play my saxophone, so I can point down and I don't have all that pressure on my neck, on the back part of my neck, because remember I had those accidents,
Correct.
Yeah.
so I can't really extend my neck like I used to, like so. So I have to play kind of down. So this right here, the bell shoots forward, no matter
Right.
what. And if
Feels
I had
better in
it,
it.
or if I had the straight one, then I'm be shooting straight to the floor.
Different
See,
sounds.
see, like so like the stance. See, when I play like that, the mouthpiece is going towards the audience. I mean, the horn, the bell's going towards the audience. And on a standard trumpet, of course, with longer, the bell would be pointing towards the floor.
Yeah.
So then you can't be heard.
Right.
So that's why.
Okay.
But this is the one that I use when I play with my smaller group, because I have several groups that I run. I run the front porch conjunto. If they want just strictly conjunto, then I'll play the accordion. If
Yeah.
they want like a Latin Express combo small group, then we'll just take a quintet, sax, trumpet, rhythm section. I'll play keyboards and play that little smaller horn's easier because I got the mic here. I can go like that.
Is that what you play at Ray's every Sunday?
Yeah, and it just keeps my embouchure, keeps me from losing my embouchure, because it's kind of like if you're used to running, and you're running or walking or doing whatever exercise that gets you going, right, and then you don't do it for a few months, then you go try to do it again, and you're like, oh shit, I got a hamstrings hurt. And
Yeah.
So all this right here on the outer part, all this muscle
Yeah.
is what gives you the strength. The lips, they're just like reeds and they do vibration. So you can't constrict that vibration. And that's where if you use a sharp mouthpiece, it cuts into it. And
Yeah.
you don't want that. And the thing about going back to that neck injury, like I was telling you about, I can play relaxed, like so. And it's all about this. I tell you what, Nemo, I can tell you one of the lowest points in my playing career was Cinco de Mayo during COVID, because I hadn't played in several months, because it was depressing, And you saw me, I'd play like this on my couch and sit in, and my friends would see me on Facebook, and we just communicated like that, social distance. All of a sudden, we get a call from the Levitt Pavilion to perform for the Cinco de Mayo to raise money for the Tarrant County Food Bank. And so we were there, Tarrant County Food Bank, they're raising money for them, virtual, And I know it was quite a bit. I know it was about $300,000 or something like that, because they through their
Raised.
social media and people donating. And so when we played, my son, I hadn't seen him, my son Steven, We played, and all they had was American flags in the field and empty chairs. And the only people that could hear us were the guys working on the roof, like up on the roof. And it was a sad moment, because man, we're playing our stuff, and it's they got it on the Levitt website where we played, that concert, and it's really sad. But here's the thing: I had to withdraw from my inner energy to do whatever I could to perform and play, and get that energy level. But man, dude, like 2 or 3 songs into that concert, man, my embouchure was killing me, man. I was like, couldn't hit the notes, and I was like, oh shit. And literally, a huevo, you're between a rock and a hard place. So we got through it, but it was like, I promised myself, I'll never let myself do that again.
Because of you hadn't played in a while. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And if you look at that video, man, you'll see us where me and my brother, they put us like 8 feet apart from each other, and it was
a sad moment in
It was,
American
man.
history. So who's that? What is Tejano? Chicano 13? What do you say?
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, Bobby, hopefully you got your answer. Let's see. That was for you. Chicano said, thank you, Chicano Tejano history. Leo, truly enjoyed your positive energy. Viva Latin Express. Yes.
Viva Latin Express.
solid. Viva la raza.
And it said, Put Me in Jail is one of my favorite Chicano songs. Thank you for the information. Put Me in Jail, I don't know that one.
That's the song. That's the
Alright,
song by Rudy Palacios and Sonny Ozuna.
Sonny
But
Ozuna sings it.
Rudy actually co-wrote it.
Yeah.
And then Sonny will say, "Well, I wrote it." And then Rudy
Yeah.
said, "I co-wrote it." They wrote it together. They probably did. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get involved in that, but
Okay,
but
it's
yeah.
a different fight. Okay, Bobby says, I dig the trumpet solo on Grande Grande. I never knew it was William.
Yeah, William Laurie, and he's one of my dearest friends, William Laurie, and we need to keep him uplifted in prayer because right now he's waiting on a kidney transplant.
Oh, God bless him.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully he
William
gets one
Laurie.
soon.
God bless him.
Let's see. Janie Rios says, hello from Conroe, Texas. Hey, Janie.
Conroe near Houston, y'all got the biggest mosquitoes I've ever messed with ever, man. God, they're huge down there, man.
I used to teach at Conroe ISD. I did my student
Yeah.
teaching there. Let's see. Alfredo, saludos. Hey, Alfredo's going to be on the show with his granddaughter, Allie. She's an up-and-coming artist, and she's got
Awesome.
a new single out. Let's see. We're looking forward to seeing Alfredo. Let's see. Bobby again says, I want more Chicano report.
There you go. Who doesn't?
Well, okay. And they could, if they want some more Chicano report, they can
Okay,
sign
so
up
the
for your-
Chicano report is on my
Facebook.
Lionicio Lionicio signs on Facebook, and I do a lot
They
of them
can
there.
follow you.
Yeah, you can follow me, or
I tried to friend you, but it wouldn't let me friend you. It said,
I
"Got a
pushed it
follow."
back. I did. I thought I put it on mine. I requested you.
Oh, you
I
did?
thought I
Okay.
did.
I'm
I'm
on
not gonna check
Facebook all
it.
the time, so I got to
I
check
know,
my
man.
Facebook.
I know.
Okay, let's see. Whoops, where are we at? Let's see. Jerry, Taqueria Rudy has the best barbacoa to me.
Where's
All
that?
right.
Taqueria Rudy. Do you know Leo?
Taqueria Ruby.
Rudy.
Rudy. Or is it-
Rudy.
Rudy.
I don't know.
Where
Maybe
at?
it's a typo. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I'm sure he knows.
I know Taqueria Ruby, but oh, they're all good, man. I'm not gonna dog anybody, man, but I have my own little.
As long as they
special
make
ones.
homemade tortillas.
So
That's right.
So this next, his father-in-law is Beto Auto Service. Is that the guy you were helping out?
Yes.
That's his father-in-law.
Beto's my buddy, man. Beto's my buddy, man. As a matter of fact, he got my Cadillac rolling. My Cadillac got that bass. My Cadillac, boom, boom, boom. Anyway, yeah, my 1990 Cadillac belongs to belongs to me now, but it was my mom and dad's Cadillac, the baby blue. Beto
Yeah,
did my air conditioner work on it, man. 'Cause it's hot.
Man, I just spent another $1,000 on my AC right now in my house.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I spent-
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, I spent $3,000 replacing a coil 3 weeks ago, about a month.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then my
Call
other
Simon Jr., Simon Cruz, man. He's the air conditioner dude you need to talk to. He's in
Okay.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
My son double.
I wish
Simon
I had
Cruz.
interviewed you sooner because
It's
Altogether it's over $4,000 I
Oh
spent this
yeah,
past month.
he would have helped you. It would have probably been like at a minimum maybe $800, $900 at that. Yeah, really, for real.
Dang.
He's
All
really
right.
honest and really right. Good
see.
guy.
So
All right.
Jerry says I'm about to fall asleep.
Yeah, 'cause we're going on for what about an
No, this
hour and a half?
no,
This
this has
is
been a
like a
badass.
record
This has been a
to us.
badass interview. Appreciate you.
Well, I'm
All right.
telling you, man, I really appreciate y'all guys, and once again, I want to send a big
Well,
shout out to my brother, my mentor, my my guidance counselor, making
Okay, wait,
sure
wait,
that I
wait. We're
stay
not finished with
focused.
the. We
Oh,
got to go
okay.
through the chat, and then you can
All
say
right.
hi to everybody. See, Hannah. Wait, is this somebody you know?
Herrera,
Who's that?
hello. That's Christina. She's saying,
Okay.
Christina, how are you
yeah.
doing?
This
Is
is
she still
hi.
at the bank? Is she still at the bank or yeah no? Is she
No.
retired yet?
Yeah, she's trying. No, she's at Alcon. She just says great memories, dances back in the Trimble Tech days. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And then Jerry says it's Ruby's. Ruby's
Yeah,
is
it's
the
in Diamond
restaurant there.
Hill.
Talking to
Okay.
Ruby.
That's his favorite spot, like that.
That
Well, I
Okay.
like them all, but my favorite is the juniors, Taqueria Junior, JB Junior, those tapatios,
yeah.
the taps, man. Well, I want a good tap in on them, and man,
So
they put
Taqueria
that.
Junior, is it the same? Do they have the taco truck and the restaurant?
And yeah, they do.
Right. Okay.
They're
Yeah,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
they're good. And you get those
Man,
you get the ranchero, the taps, the ranchero sauce.
man,
You hear that?
I,
Like
I,
that.
I kind of wish I was a teacher for Tarrant College, Tarrant County
Man, I'm
Community
telling
College.
you,
'Cause, you're
they're
making
my
me hungry.
favorite.
I miss the back in the days in Fort
Yeah.
Worth,
You're good.
North Side. Okay. Oh, I'm good here. You want me to stay over here because I'd be visit you at the lake all the
You're
time.
trying to lose weight. You're trying to lose weight.
You're
You
doing
don't,
Oh
good,
yeah, that's
man.
you don't need
true.
to come over here, man.
That's true. I would be hurt. I would be
Yeah.
hurting right now if I was there.
All right.
I've
So
kind of regained 3 or 4 pounds this past couple weeks since.
Wow.
that happens to all of
I'm,
us.
yeah, well, because I'm on vacation. I'm not walking like on campus anymore. I'm at home,
Okay.
and so
Yeah.
I don't get that. All right,
Okay.
and
So
I'm
coming
too
to
close
wrap.
to my fridge.
Coming to wrap.
All right, and let's see. Alfredo
Once in a while,
says, "Buddy, when did you teach in
go to
Conroe? I
Conroe.
guess."
When did you go to Conroe?
Well, I
When did
taught at McCullough High School. That's in the Woodlands, and that was probably back in 1989, 1988, or something like that. And I taught there for the spring semester.
I had a friend of
And
mine. His name was Robert Burke, and he went to Texas Wesleyan with me, and he was from Conroe. I wonder if he's still out there, man. I've been looking for him on Facebook or social media, but I haven't been able to find him.
yeah,
He was a
I
red beard trumpet man.
yeah. Well,
So
I think the Woodlands was developed by an Aggie, and so he donated
Woodlands.
apartments to Aggies so they could. He wanted more Aggie teachers to teach there.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
where
So I
President
got
Bush was at. Yeah.
was he?
I think
I don't
I
know.
think I think that's where he had a house there. So Leo, what's up on the 4th of July?
Man, we're
Yeah.
gonna be in Marine Park, dude. And that's awesome. I've already seen some of their shows on Facebook. They had the cumbia thing that went on this weekend. It looked pretty good. So
Chemicals, yeah.
I look forward
Oh,
to it, man. And I'm gonna bring all my antique cars because it's gonna be like a car show, and we're gonna have parades. So I got to get all the kids together. One's gonna drive one like that. I'm gonna bring.
So
the
you're
whole
not doing the
bus.
block party no more. You're gonna do it
No,
over there.
no. Armando's doing some last minute things with his family. He's
Okay.
got some things going on, and since it's already right there in Marine Park,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
it's
Same thing right there.
Same
Absolutely.
thing.
Yeah.
That block
Good.
party that we've been doing it over 30 years.
Yeah, you have.
Oh,
30
wow.
years,
Crazy.
man. Yeah. I remember my mom goes, Mijo, the people in Como, they get to have the Como parade in 4th of July. And I don't know if you know about Como, but that's the area in the West Fort Worth area, and it's predominantly black, of course.
Okay.
Como. They get their 4th of July. And then she goes, and Willie Nelson, back in the day when Billy Bob's would do the Willie Nelson thing, and of course that's the gringos, right? What about
Right.
us? How come we can't get a block
Yeah.
party? She goes, all your primos went to Vietnam, your uncles went to Korea, my dad, and she started naming everybody that was in the service, and how come we can't get one? And I said, well, we should. So that's when the first one started in front of my house, and that went on for about 10 years, and then
In front of
we
your
moved it
house?
to- yeah, and then we moved it to near downtown where Cañas and Flores' first office was. And then when they moved from there to the other one, then we moved it over there. But yeah, and we had done, I think it was the 25th anniversary one. That's when COVID hit.
Yeah, that's
COVID
when it all
hit,
kind of stopped everything.
and then it stopped. You know,
Yeah.
that's how it happened. And
Okay.
so I was approached to initially do the Cinco de Mayo, and I told them, I go, no, everybody's doing Cinco de Mayo parties, and that's cool and
Yeah.
all. But I go, I want to do mine on the Fourth of July weekend, and I want to have.
Because we're Americans too, hell.
Hey, and the thing is, like my mom said, make it free. You have so many people that
Donate.
that they're just barely getting by. They're new parents with some new kids, and man, by the time you pay $20 for cada uno, ya, okay, just a typical family, mom, dad, and maybe two kids. Look at that. That's $80 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you got to buy whatever there and everything, and
Food,
so
drinks.
make it a picnic. Make it where everybody. She goes, mijo, te andan, and this is mom telling me. They always look after your house. They look after your stuff, and I do got Homeland Security in my block. I mean, I got friends and family.
Yeah.
On my whole block. It's like the Herreras. They got over there. You go to Nemo's a block in the hood in Central. Everybody's related, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
so she goes, so make it like that. And so I was like, well, cool. So part of the thing that when I was approached by the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce to do this block party was to make sure that it was a free event. You can bring your picnic stuff, your own, so you can eat, drink, whatever. Nomás pórtanse bien, of course, and we'll have
Yeah.
we have PD as well there, and and it's more of a family orientated.
Very family oriented.
Right.
And so that's the reason why I was like, well, that's cool. And with Armando, like I said, that's my compadre, that's my buddy, man. I snuck him into his first dances. I did. I did. I snuck him into his first dances, and his older cousin, one of my dearest friends, and Armando goes, "Hey, man, I'm Roel's cousin." I go, "Oh, that's cool, man. Come on, just get in. I'm gonna be an attorney one day. Okay, whatever. Just come on."
Yeah.
Then,
Ah, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
All
All right. So, did you want to plug anything? We wrapping this
Okay,
up.
well, we got like three more. Let's just get them out of the way.
okay, I do want to
Uh,
plug one thing.
Yes.
Okay, wait. Let's go through these
July
recaps
weekend,
and that's it.
these guys are gonna be with us.
Okay, it says they've been waiting a long time. It said, thanks for the info, Leo. I have a 72 binge trumpet, or Benji. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, Benj, those are good.
Okay, and that was Bobby from California. And Alfredo says, Mr. Burke was my son's teacher. I don't know. It's a tech class. Jeffrey
Nope.
Miller?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's it. Okay, now that's all of
Yeah,
them. We're not going to
yeah.
take any more. So
Yeah, Leo.
give us your plug for what you wanted to plug.
Okay.
Yeah. Father's Day
so
dance.
Father's Day dance at the National Hall, and then during the month of July, we got our 4th of July annual block party in Marine Park. That's on a Saturday, so that way you won't be all crudote going to work the next day. And then on July the 8th, we another Trimble Tech alumni, 1986, Raul Martinez. He just invested into our neighborhood, a brand new place called. Oh my goodness, where's my phone, Chulo? I think it's called Texas Beer Garden. If I think that's the proper.
Oh yeah. Where's it at?
Okay.
It's right there in Diamond Hill, on Decatur. If you went down Northside Drive, exit Samuels, I guess, right, and you know how it curves around. You cross the railroad tracks. It's right there in La Esquina.
Okay.
But that place is like really nice, Nemo. You need to check that guy out, man. That place is really.
Raul Martinez. I'll be giving him
Yeah.
a call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you're
look.
going to post that on your Facebook.
Yes, I
group,
will.
right? Okay. So in
So
case
it's called
everybody.
Texas Ice House.
Okay. Cool.
Texas
Yeah,
Ice
badass.
House.
In the heart of Diamond Hill, huh?
Yeah, Texas Ice House.
There you go.
And yes, we're gonna post it on and it's in Diamond Hill, so he'd be a good guy. I will introduce you to him
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
that's how we do it. The Bulldogs, we stick together. You know that, right? Bulldogs.
All right.
Tech, triple tech.
Tech, Trimble Tech, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, thanks, Leo. We're gonna have to have you
Leo,
again
thank
later
you so
on.
much, man.
Yes.
Un
Appreciate you.
placer.
I love you, brother. And
Yes.
Ya sabes.
thank you for
Much love
everything.
for both of y'all,
Thank
man.
you and what you and your family do for everybody
Yes.
because you guys are always out there to help everybody, man. That I think that's a blessing in itself to a lot of people.
Gracias.
Anytime,
Gracias.
anytime anybody needs anything, you guys are right there, front and center. You and your whole family, ready
Okay.
to help the raza.
And Nemo's got to organize this party,
Yeah,
backyard party at
because
the
man,
lake
that'd
for
be
us.
awesome, man. I do want to
Listen,
say
Yes.
once again a big shout out to my family,
Yeah.
especially my son. Thank you, Stephen, for helping me with
yeah,
this.
thank you,
Yes.
Stephen.
And
Thank you,
I
Stephen.
would also like to say a big shout out once again to the guy that brought me to the dance and has kept me going and motivated me even through good times, bad times. My brother Carlos. And of course, I'd like to also acknowledge my wife, who's in the other room being quiet, not watching her novelas roll out right now. Rondalou, thank you. Gracias. And
You
she
always
makes
got to
really
thank
good.
the wife.
She makes really good fideo. That's my
Well,
favorite, man.
I
Fideo.
that's what she's gonna bring to our party, man. Fidel.
All
Orale.
right. Okay,
Nemo,
you
for
heard
real,
it,
man.
Nemo. You got to
Hey,
set
Please,
it up.
don't
You got to
wait.
set it
Don't
up.
We could
wait.
do it July the 6th on the Sunday following. Y'all
Okay.
more than
Okay.
I
welcome to
just
come.
don't. I just don't. Because every time I see Nemo's at these, I don't want to see you on one of those. I want to hang out with you, man. And and
Okay.
do you still have any of your cars, Nemo, or any of the classics? You don't have a Monte Carlo or nothing
I
lying
don't have the
around?
Monte Carlo. I have a 70 GMC, and my brother has a couple of older cars. But yeah, we don't have the
I
original
can't
Monte
do
Carlos.
July 6th.
Okay,
I'll be
sorry.
in
It's just me.
Vegas.
It's just me and Leo,
I'll be in
man. No
Vegas.
worries.
I'm
Well,
going to
this will be
Vegas
the
Tejano.
preliminary party then.
No, I thought you were going to say that Sunday before the 4th of July.
Yeah, we could do that.
Whenever
Just
it's not up to me. It's whenever he's available.
I will call. How about on a Friday night?
Well, I'm just saying this, and we can take this off the air. So, but
Yeah,
okay.
okay, yeah.
All
Sunday,
right. So,
whatever.
Okay.
all right.
All
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Thanks,
I'll,
Leo.
I'll buy the meat, man. I'll get the meat and I'll bring the accordion, the bajo cesta. I'll bring the conjunto, man. We'll make some.
You're welcome to bring. You don't have to bring anybody, or just bring your family. Bring your family.
Yeah. All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Leo. I forgot to tell everybody to subscribe, so we're
here
gonna
we
let
go.
you go, Leo. Thanks
How do they
again.
find you? How do they find you, buddy? How do
We're
they
about
find
to
you?
tell them right now.
Please, right now, tell them.
Okay. Well, you're not gonna be on the clip because I've got.
Oh,
it
I'm just
shut
showing
it
them
down.
this right here.
Uh
Cancino
oh.
Insurance.
What does that say?
That's it.
What does that say?
817 Cancino Insurance, baby, because I can't see nobody driving without insurance.
There you go. Especially you
Okay.
Mexicans.
I'm gonna
Hello.
tell you real
Holla.
quick history. Gerard's family gave my dad his first musical job in Fort Worth, Texas, back in the 40s, late 40s, and then my dad liked it so much that he stayed.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's badass. So you stayed
Otherwise,
around.
we'd have been in Chicago because that's where we
Ouch.
were going.
God.
We would have been going to Chicago to go out there.
Okay.
God, that's,
All right.
All right, peace
Thanks.
out, guys.
Turn his
Okay. Thank you, Leo. All right.
God bless.
Stick around.
Hey, that was
Don't
good.
hang up.
That was our longest one. Okay, but and he's full of information, and we'll probably have him back
He's
later on.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a wealth of information. 50 years. Wow.
Fucking A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for all those people that enjoyed, please subscribe. Click that bell button. You got to download the app if you want to get notified and stuff like that. And if you want to get a hold of us, Nemo, buddy, you can contact me at buddy@ItsTejanoTime.com and Nemo.
Nemo6753 at Yahoo. Thank you for
Yahoo.com.
for coming in and not putting that out there at the beginning. That's cool.
I totally forgot to do it at the very
Yeah,
beginning
yeah,
and stuff like
it
that.
worked out.
So, all right. I'm your host, Oraldo, for It's Tejano Time.
And I'm Nemo with Tejano USA.
And you've been watching and listening to Tejano Time. And we're going to have guests all of June and all of July. Except I think we're not going to do a 4th of July
Okay.
because it's on a Tuesday. So we might. I don't know if I find a special artist that can only do 4th of July, then we might. Hopefully you could do it. If not, I might have to do it. But I'm not
Yeah.
counting on doing it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll be with Leo
All right. Oh man.
at the
Okay.
house.
All right. Okay.
Out.
And Broad. Okay.